Hello, everybody. Excuse me. I'm trying to cover up my 5 head, and I'm trying to get the right angle to so you can't see the little bump in my nose. This is so irritating. I got nose work done quite a while ago, and it wasn't for aesthetic purposes. But I did have a somewhat jacked up nose, so I told the doctor if he could straighten it out when he was in there, and he did a beautiful job. I had like more of a pronounced like a witch bump, but one or two nights after the surgery, I snored or something, and I woke up with this little like jut out here, and it just freaking. So of course my profile was jacked up before. Now my profile is better. And before, at least the front of my nose was straight down, like you can see it on this side better than this side. And now the front, so before the side was bad, now, and the front was good. Now the side is good, and the front is, can't win. Anyway, in that same vein, it's interesting how I'm looking. Maybe I should look at that, because I'm looking at myself. Yeah, whatever. So, I just had a quick thought. It's interesting how when you start making good decisions in life, or you try, I guess whether they're good decisions remains to be seen, because we have to judge based on the results, I think, which leads me to this. It's funny how quickly bad decisions, the results can reveal themselves, and I'm talking anything to like drunk driving, drive drunk and get into an accident, hurt somebody, hurt yourself, and on a lesser extent, property damage, and then, you get arrested, fined, and all that jazz. So that's like more of an instantaneous, you get more instantaneous feedback on your bad decision in that regard. And then you have like medium ones where, well, I didn't make my lunch this morning, so you're at work and you starve because maybe you're broke and you don't have enough money to go buy lunch, or you forgot your debit card and your wallet too, because you probably made more bad decisions that morning. So there's like, I guess it's all relevant, right? What you deem or short term, long, medium term, long. Anyway, I'm freaking rambling. Focus, dummy. So, and then long term decisions, bad decisions like not. I'm not saying you have to go to college. In fact, my advice to youth now is really, really consider the job you want to go for, and if it's not like a medical lawyer, I think like architect, maybe, that type of engineer, that type of job, don't go into college, because you're going to, accrue tons of debt. That is going to be very difficult to pay off. I know the whole movement now is forgiveness and loan. That's bad decision at its finest by the federal government. That's a whole other story. But I think you get the gist of what I'm saying. So it's just funny how quickly bad decisions can manifest. The results of friggin' A. Haven't had my coffee yet, or tea. Let's try that again. It's funny, once again, how quickly the results of bad decisions can reveal themselves. And when you start making good decisions, like, I'm going to start taking care of myself, eating better, working out, well, we all know that you don't look, like a bodybuilder or a bikini competitor overnight. That shit takes time, a lot of time, and a lot of hard work, or when you start saying, well, I'm going to fix my budget and save money and, fix up all my debts and stuff like that. That takes time, usually. Obviously, when I say things like this, there's always exceptions, because I know there's going to be someone who's like, oh, I fixed mine, or blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're the exception, not the rule. Usually it's more of a drawn out process when you're trying to fix major things in life. It's funny, even when you try to go out and fix little things, like I'm gonna go fix the armchair on the back seat. Oh, it'll only take 20 minutes, ends up taking 3 hours. It's kind of like grades. I thought about it in school. It's like, if you maintain A's all semester and then one test you get a D, it drops that shit down to like a C or average. And you're like, what? And if you have all like D's and you get 1A, you still have a D. That's partially a joke to prove the point. You don't have to do the math for me in the comments. I know it. Kind of know it. Not that there will be a lot of comments with my tens of viewers. But maybe in the future, sometime in the future, when I have 14 billion followers. Not that I really care. I'm just dispensing what I feel is decent information, and if you find it helpful, then cool. If not, then you're stupid. No. So anyway, yeah, that was just my quick blurb. I don't think I have anything else to dispense unless you want to hear my ramblings and rantings on people driving, because I just drove over here, so it's fresh in my mind. About how people don't know how to merge, even though it's literally in, like, there's a lot of basic things that don't get covered in the pamphlet for when you're even taking your test to get your, permit. The written part of the time. I mean, it's so basic. Merging is so basic. It's something you should know. It's so important in regards to safety and flow of traffic. It's one of the first things that's covered. And yet, I don't know if it's born via ignorance, which is partially true, or just selfishness. Like, get out of my way, I'm going for, I'm sure it's a combination of both, but man, oh man, that's a tough one for me. Like, so anyway, I'm sure this video could have been 30 seconds long, and instead it's 7, but what are you gonna do, right? So have a great day. Hopefully God blesses you and all that you do. Oh my God, that's an excellent video preview. It made me think of that, because I've run into this quite a bit, actually, and it's obviously just a parroted talking point by people who don't believe in God or anti-God, or just, they've heard it on the media, or they've seen it on the internet somewhere else, and they thought it was, they didn't think about it for more than like 5 seconds and thought it was clever or good. Like these memes, people read these memes now and think they're educated on an entire topic. Like, I'm not joking. It's like, well, I saw this meme with a couple words and now I know, because it makes sense to me. The preview is it's when people go, well, religion, and insert whatever religion, Christianity, has been responsible for millions of deaths and terrible this and terrible that. And I'm not going to lie and sit here and say that people haven't done messed up stuff in the name of Christianity and in all religions. Of course. But one, that's not God, you got to keep that in mind. It's not like God's like, oh, go do it. But it's interesting how these people don't stop to take the time to consider the flip side of that, which is, oh, the bump in my nose, I hate it. The flip side, I am in the back waiting. Sorry, I got a text. It's funny how these people read that and then just take it and run with it, because they already have the preconceived notion. They don't like religion or whatever, but they don't consider the exact opposite, which is true, probably more so true. Religion and Christianity and all religions have helped millions, if not tens of millions of people, and continue to do so. And in all way, financially, I mean, you got to find the right place. Don't get me wrong. Like the church I go to now, and I'm very picky about churches, and I still have my doubt, my reservations, even with ours, just a little bit. But if you get a good church with good church people, well, first off, everybody's human, so there's going to be some hypocrisy and all that. You got to account for that. That's just to think because someone's religious and Christian that they're going to be perfect and not judge once in a while. that's not realistic. You have to really be fair and say, okay, step back. People are human. It's not fair to hold them accountable to being perfect. But in general, if you are at the right place with the right people, they are not going to judge. They are going to help you. Like, no questions asked. I know a church that paid $2,300 rent for someone who wasn't even really officially yet a member of their church because the people legitimately needed it. And they do this all the time. And like with homosexuality, they bring that up, and the churches, their stance is, they read the Bible and it says it's wrong, it's not permitted, and all that jazz. But they absolutely will not shame. They say you're more than welcome here. We'd love to talk to you, and they're being legitimate because I read the body language when the pastor speaks and when they interact with people. It's legitimate. So, I just ask that you. I guess I don't need to make a video on it now because I just blah. I really think, and this is with everything in life, you really have to stop and consider things. You can't just, sorry, blocking my hand. You can't just listen to people in media who have obvious agendas, and you can't listen to some clown on the internet who's just might have their own agenda, or they're just parroting something. You have to think, and I understand people, the tendency to not want to do that. You just want to see something real quick and think, because actually informing yourself takes a lot of work. And who's got time for that? Who wants to do it? Everybody it's now, which is a huge problem, by the way, with children. Now, that I will make a video on. I'm not going to get into, but, these video games, the phones, it's even for adults. You have to understand the dopaminergic system, dopamine, and how it works in your body. And when you get stuff like that with no wait time, it's now, that messes up the balance of that system so badly. It's terrible. You really got to be careful with that stuff. Anyway, I'm on 17 different topics now. Hope you guys, like I said, have a great day. Hope God blesses you. And don't take anybody's word for anything about the Bible or the Lord. Read it yourself. Can't tell you how many times I see online someone's like, well, the Bible's a hypocrite, this and that, and then it says this, and I'm like, okay, well, tell me the chapter so I can go, because I legitimately want to go read it for myself. I want to see if they're right, which they could be, or they're taken out of context, which it could be. And never, not once, I'm not lying, not once have I had one of those people respond back to me with some passages. 'Cause, it's a long book, there might be, but I want to see it. So that just tells me that they saw that somewhere else and they parroted it. They were just regurgitated it. So don't try to do that, because remember, you're not impressing anybody else, really. I mean, once people are grown-ups, you do it for yourself, because you don't want to look, ignorant in front of people. You don't want to look incompetent. You want to look like you will be fair and hear the points and make a judgment based off valid points and not just memes and regurgitated stuff. So, for the third time, have a great day. And I promise I'll stop now. Holy smokes. Man, I like to run my mouth.